My friends, let me ask you a question that may touch your heart. How many times have you given your love, your time, your energy to someone, only to feel empty afterwards? How many nights have you lain awake, wondering why the very people you helped, the ones you stood by in their darkest moments, did not show up for you when you needed them most? This is the silent pain of kind souls. The world praises kindness, yet too often it uses it. People love your giving nature, but some love it for the wrong reasons. They see your compassion as an open invitation to take without limit. They come to you for comfort, for advice, for help. And while giving is noble, it becomes dangerous when it drains you, when it leaves you with nothing left for yourself. Let us be clear. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness is one of the most powerful forces in existence. It heals, it transforms, it softens hearts. But without wisdom, kindness can be misused. And when it is misused, it doesn't just harm you, it harms the very purpose of kindness itself. Imagine a well of fresh, pure water. It is there to nourish, to quench thirst, to bring life. But if people keep drawing from that well without respect, without giving it time to replenish, eventually the well will run dry. What good will it serve then? In the same way, your kindness is a wellspring of divine energy. It must be honored, it must be protected, and it must never be left to run dry. This is the balance most kind-hearted souls must learn. You are not here to be drained. You are here to give in a way that uplifts others and sustains yourself. Too many people confuse endless giving with holiness. But even the prophet taught balance. Even nature teaches balance. The sun gives light, but it also sets. The ocean gives waves, but it also withdraws. Giving and resting, offering and protecting, this is divine law. So why do we often allow people to misuse our kindness? Perhaps because we fear rejection. Perhaps because we crave acceptance. Or maybe because we believe that saying no makes us less compassionate. But the truth is, when you allow others to take advantage of your kindness, you are not just betraying yourself, you are betraying the sacred gift God placed within you. Today, I invite you to awaken to this truth. Your kindness is holy, and holy things must be guarded. Stop letting others misuse what was meant to be a blessing. Stop allowing your compassion to be treated like weakness, and stop feeling guilty for protecting your heart. As we move forward, we will uncover the deeper wisdom of this path, how to remain kind without being used, how to protect your light without dimming it, and how to honor your soul by setting boundaries. Because the world does not need burnt-out givers. It needs strong souls who can give with wisdom, balance, and power. Kindness versus weakness. One of the greatest misconceptions in this world is the belief that kindness equals weakness. People see a gentle heart, a forgiving nature, a soft spirit, and they assume it means you can be walked over, disrespected, or used without consequence. But let me tell you this clearly. Kindness is not weakness. It is one of the strongest forces a soul can carry. Think about it. Anyone can respond to insult with anger. Anyone can lash out when they are hurt. Anyone can turn cold after being betrayed. That requires no strength at all. But it takes extraordinary strength to keep your heart open in a world that has tried to break it. It takes courage to forgive when you have every reason to hate. It takes power to keep giving love when life has shown you cruelty. That, my friends, is not weakness. That is divine strength. So why does the world confuse kindness with weakness? Because people misunderstand the nature of true power. They think power is loud. They think it comes with aggression, dominance, or control. But the strongest people are not those who shout the loudest or strike the hardest. The strongest people are those who remain unshaken in their values, those who keep their humanity intact, even when the world tries to strip it away. Here's where the challenge lies. When you are kind, many people will test your limits. They will push, they will take, they will assume that because you forgive once, you will forgive forever. They will confuse your patience with passivity, your silence with submission. And if you are not careful, they will turn your kindness into their weapon, using your heart against you. This is why you must learn to pair kindness with boundaries. Being kind does not mean saying yes to everything. Being kind does not mean allowing disrespect. Being kind does not mean ignoring your own needs for the sake of others. In fact, true kindness cannot exist without self-respect. If your giving destroys you, it is no longer kindness, it is self-neglect. Look at nature again. The tree gives shade, fruits, and shelter, but it has roots firmly planted in the ground. The river gives water, but it has banks to contain its flow. Even the sun, as mighty as it is, knows when to set. Boundaries are not the enemy of kindness, they are what protect it. So I say to you, let the world know that your kindness is a choice, not a weakness. You choose compassion because your soul is strong enough to rise above bitterness. You choose forgiveness because your spirit refuses to carry the poison of hate. You choose to love because you are connected to something higher. But also let the world know you are not afraid to say no. You are not afraid to walk away. You are not afraid to protect the sacredness of your heart. Remember this, people respect strength, but they trust kindness. And when you embody both, strength with kindness, you become unshakable. You become the kind of person who inspires change, who heals wounds, and who reminds others that kindness is not a weakness to be used. It is a force to be honored. The spiritual nature of kindness. Kindness, my friends, is not just an action. It is not merely the words we speak, the smiles we share, or the help we give. Kindness is energy. It is a vibration that flows from the soul and touches the unseen world around us. When you perform an act of kindness, no matter how small, you release a ripple that extends far beyond what the eye can see. It moves through hearts, through minds, through the very fabric of existence. Every tradition, every faith, every spiritual path has exalted kindness as one of the highest virtues. Why? Because kindness reflects the nature of the divine. When you choose to be kind, you mirror God's mercy, God's compassion, God's unconditional love. In that moment, you are not just performing a deed, you are channeling something sacred. But here lies the hidden truth. Even divine gifts require balance. Imagine the sun. Each morning it rises, bringing warmth, light, and life. Without it, we could not exist. Yet, stare at it too long, and it burns. Stay under it without protection, and it scorches. The same light that gives life can also overwhelm if it is not respected. In the same way, your kindness is like sunlight. It nourishes, it heals, it brings life, but only when it is honored. If it is taken for granted or abused, it can become destructive, not to others, but to you, the giver. This is why the spiritual nature of kindness requires wisdom. In spirituality, there is a law of balance, what we call harmony. Giving and receiving, offering and resting, mercy and justice, they must coexist. If you only give without measure, you disrupt that balance. And when the balance is broken, kindness transforms from a blessing into a burden. Think about a river. Flowing water brings life wherever it goes. It quenches thirst, feeds crops, sustains entire civilizations. But a river also has banks. Without boundaries, it flew. And what once nourished begins to destroy. Your kindness, too, must flow within banks, guided by self-respect, strengthened by discernment, protected by wisdom. Without these, it floods your spirit, leaving you empty and exhausted. The spiritual nature of kindness also teaches us that intentions matter. If you are kind out of fear of rejection, that is not pure kindness. It is seeking approval. If you are kind because you feel guilty saying no, that is not kindness. It is self-sacrifice. True kindness comes from freedom. It is the act of giving because your soul overflows, not because your spirit is pressured. It is the choice to love without expectation, to give without chains, to serve without losing yourself. And so, the lesson is this: protect the holiness of your kindness. Do not let it be polluted by manipulation, guilt, or exploitation. Remember that your compassion is not just for others, it is also for yourself. Be kind to your own soul. Be compassionate with your own heart. Because when you honor yourself, your kindness becomes purer, stronger, and more radiant than ever before. Kindness is not weakness, it is sacred strength. And when you learn to wield it with wisdom, it becomes not only a gift to the world, but also a shield that protects your spirit. Why people take advantage? If kindness is such a sacred and powerful force, then why is it that people so often take advantage of it? Why do some see your open heart not as a blessing but as an opportunity to use you, to drain you, and to leave you empty? The truth is simple but difficult to face, because takers do not have limits, givers must set them. You see, there are people in this world who operate from a place of lack, insecurity, or greed. Instead of building their own strength, they look for others to carry their weight. Instead of creating their own light, they search for someone else's flame to warm themselves by. When they encounter a kind person, someone who is generous, forgiving, and selfless, they see not a friend but a resource. And resources, in their eyes, are meant to be used. This does not mean you should lose faith in humanity or shut your heart completely. But it does mean you must awaken to reality. Not everyone who smiles at you has good intentions. Not everyone who seeks your help values your kindness. Some are only there for what they can take. And if you keep pouring without boundaries, they will never stop drinking from your cup, even if it leaves you thirsty. Think about it. When you say yes every time, people stop appreciating it. When you forgive endlessly without change, people stop respecting it. When you are always available, people start believing you always should be available. Slowly, your kindness becomes invisible, and your giving heart becomes expected. What was once a gift turns into a duty in their eyes. And here's another hard truth. Some people take advantage simply because they can. Human nature, when left unchecked, often seeks the path of least resistance. If you never say no, if you never set boundaries, if you never step back, you unknowingly train people to misuse your generosity. They begin to believe your time, your love, your energy is not valuable because you yourself have not shown them its value. But let me be clear, this is not about becoming cold, bitter, or selfish. It is about understanding that kindness without wisdom is vulnerability. Just as a house needs walls to protect those inside, your kindness needs boundaries to protect your soul. If you do not guard your heart, the wrong people will enter and rearrange everything until you no longer recognize yourself. Ask yourself, how many times have you kept quiet when you should have spoken up? How many times have you given when you had nothing left to give? How many times have you allowed someone to repeat the same disrespect, thinking they would eventually change? That cycle ends the moment you decide to honor your kindness by protecting it. The truth is, people will only take advantage of you if you allow them to. And saying this is not about blaming you, it is about empowering you. You have the right to say no. You have the right to walk away. You have the right to protect your energy, because your kindness is too valuable to be wasted on those who cannot respect it. Protecting your kindness. Kindness is one of the most beautiful gifts you carry. But here's the truth. A gift not protected will eventually be misused. Protecting your kindness does not mean becoming harsh, selfish, or unfeeling. It means honoring your soul enough to give wisely, not blindly. It means understanding that your compassion is sacred and sacred things must be guarded. So how do you protect your kindness? The first step is learning the power of boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to shut people out. They are gates that decide who is allowed into your sacred space and how far they can go. Just like a garden has fences to protect its beauty, your kindness must have boundaries to protect your spirit. Without them, weeds will grow, thieves will enter, and the very life of your soul will be drained. Setting boundaries begins with one simple but powerful word: no. So many kind souls struggle with this word, fearing it will make them appear selfish, rude, or unloving. But in reality, no is one of the most spiritual words you can speak. Saying no when your soul is tired, when your heart is not respected, or when your kindness is being exploited is not cruelty, it is self-care. And remember this, every no you say to what drains you is a yes to what nourishes you. The second way to protect your kindness is by giving with discernment. Not everyone who asks deserves a piece of your heart. Not everyone who seeks your help truly values it. Discernment is the wisdom to know where to give, how much to give, and when to step back. Think of the rain. It waters the earth generously, but it does not pour endlessly in one place. It falls where it is needed, and then it moves on. In the same way, your kindness must flow with intention, not just habit. The third step is to protect your time and energy. Your time is life itself. Once given, it cannot be returned. Be mindful of who you spend it on. Some people will leave you refreshed, inspired, and at peace. Others will leave you drained, anxious, and heavy. Protecting your kindness means choosing carefully where you place your energy, because where your energy flows, your life follows. And finally, the most important way to protect your kindness is to be kind to yourself. Too often, we pour out love for everyone else while starving our own souls. But you cannot give water from an empty well. Take time to rest, to heal, to recharge. Speak to yourself with the same compassion you offer to others. Remind yourself daily, my kindness is valuable, my energy is sacred, my soul deserves respect. When you practice these steps, you transform your kindness from something fragile into something powerful. You will no longer feel drained by giving. You will feel empowered. You will no longer be used. You will be respected. And you will no longer confuse kindness with weakness. You will embody kindness with wisdom. Protecting your kindness is not selfish. It is necessary. Because when your kindness is protected, it lasts longer, shines brighter, and heals deeper. And that is exactly what this world needs. Kind souls who are strong enough to protect their gift. And now, as we come to the final part of this journey, I want to leave you with a truth that may change the way you see yourself forever. Your kindness is sacred. It is not something small, ordinary, or weak. It is a divine light that the world desperately needs. But like every light, it must be protected, because if it burns out, the darkness wins. The time has come for you to stop letting people misuse your gentle heart. Yes, be kind. Yes, be compassionate. Yes, be forgiving. But do not confuse these virtues with being a doormat. Do not allow others to trample your soul just because you are too afraid to say, enough. Remember, even the most merciful Creator sets boundaries between night and day, land and sea, right and wrong. Boundaries are not against kindness. They are what make kindness sustainable. Think about this. When you stop letting people take advantage of your kindness, you teach them a powerful lesson. You show them that kindness is to be honored, not exploited. You remind them that compassion is not permission to abuse, and that love does not mean tolerating disrespect. In this way, protecting your kindness doesn't just uplift you, it uplifts the entire world, because it raises the standard of what kindness truly means. Never forget, saying no to what drains you is saying yes to your own growth. Walking away from those who misuse you is walking closer to those who will value you. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is survival. And survival, when guided by love and wisdom, becomes the very foundation of a purposeful life. So I ask you today, will you continue letting people take advantage of your kindness, or will you rise into your true power? Will you let your compassion be drained by those who cannot value it, or will you protect it so it can shine brighter for those who truly need it? The choice is yours, and I urge you, choose strength, kerke, balance. Choose to protect your heart so your kindness can keep flowing without being poisoned. Because when you protect your kindness, you do not lose it. You multiply it. You ensure that your light will continue to shine not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. So go forward with courage. Be kind, but be wise. Be compassionate, but be strong. Be forgiving, but be discerning. And above all, remember this. You are not here to be used. You are here to be valued. You are not here to be drained. You are here to give from abundance. You are not here to shrink. You are here to shine. The world needs more kind people. But what it truly needs are kind people who are strong enough to guard their gift. That person is you. Protect your kindness, honor your soul, and let your light shine, not for those who abuse it, but for those who are ready to rise with it. As we bring this message to a close, let us pause and reflect on what we have uncovered together. Kindness is one of the most powerful, sacred forces in the universe. It heals wounds, restores faith, and creates ripples of hope in a world often filled with cruelty and noise. Yet, like every divine gift, kindness must be respected. And the first person who must respect it is you. For too long, many kind souls have been taught to give without limit, to forgive without question, to say yes when their heart is screaming no. They have been conditioned to believe that kindness means never disappointing anyone, never setting boundaries, never protecting themselves. But the truth is this: when you allow people to take advantage of your kindness, you are not practicing compassion, you are practicing self-neglect. You are not placed on this earth to be drained. You are not sent here to be used. You are not alive today simply to serve as a vessel for others while leaving your own soul empty. You are here with purpose, with dignity, and with divine energy that deserves protection. Your kindness is meant to uplift, not to destroy, to bless, not to be abused. The world may call you too nice, but never confuse their words with truth. True kindness is not weakness. It is strength with wisdom. It is love with boundaries. It is generosity paired with discernment. The tree that gives shade has roots that keep it standing. The river that gives life has banks that guide its flow. Even the sun that warms the earth knows when to rise and when to set. Balance is the law of nature, and it must also be the law of your soul. So the next time you are tempted to give when you are already exhausted, remember, empty wells cannot quench thirst. The next time you are about to forgive someone who has no intention of changing, remember, mercy is sacred, but enabling destruction is not. And the next time someone tries to convince you that protecting your heart makes you unkind, remember, your soul deserves the same compassion you give so freely to others. The lesson is simple but life-changing. Stop letting people take advantage of your kindness. Choose instead to give wisely, love deeply, and live truthfully. Say yes when it nourishes your soul, and say no when it dishonors your spirit. Honor your kindness by pairing it with strength, because when kindness is strong, it not only transforms others, it transforms the world. So go forth with courage, protect your energy, guard your compassion, and let your kindness shine. Not for those who misuse it, but for those who value it, honor it, and grow because of it. Remember this always. Your kindness is not just a gift to others, it is also a gift to yourself. Treat it with the respect it deserves.